Hi, it's Laura at Aquamarine18. Welcome to my channel. I am here with a response for day 6 of 31 Days of Tarot, hosted by Athene. And today actually is January 6th. So I am filming on the day that this prompt is going to be discussed, which I hadn't done for the previous ones. I've kind of pre-recorded some of them, but not others. I haven't recorded them all yet, but I've kind of been recording in groups as I had time and had the house to myself and quiet and so on. So today actually is January 6th. And today's prompt is the decks that we are most anticipating for 2020. And folks will know if you've watched my channel that I am on a bit of a depth year for 2020. I'm not on a strict, no deck buying allowed year or anything like that, but I'm looking to really spend some time with the decks that I already have in my collection or that are coming into my collection, and not to be doing so much shopping. But that said, I do have quite a few decks that I am anticipating for 2020 that I actually purchased or pre-ordered in 2019. So 2019, I will admit, was the year that I really discovered Kickstarter. I had been on it, once or twice before 2019, but 2019 there was a lot of tarot and oracle related projects that I really liked the looks of and have backed. Some of those I did, to be honest, based on the campaigns. I had thought that I would have had them by now. They were, slated to be done in 2019, but of course we know with Kickstarters and pre-orders, there are a lot of unexpected or unpredictable possibilities with delays and shipping and production and things like that. So I'm entirely fine with, waiting a couple of extra months. But it does mean that I actually have quite a few decks on the way that I'm anticipating for 2020. So while it is a depth year of mostly not shopping too much, I will be having new decks join my collection, which is really nice. I'm excited about those. So the first deck I thought I would show actually, and this is part of the reason I'm filming this video today. I had filmed a little response for this earlier, but then a deck came in the mail today, and I thought that I would just refilm so that I could share it. A deck that has been one of my absolute most anticipated decks since I backed it on Kickstarter, which I did basically as soon as I saw it, came today. And that's the Spacious Tarot by Carrie, Mallon, and Annie Ruygt, maybe? Ruygt? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm probably saying your last name wrong. So that's the Spacious Tarot, and I'm going to link all websites and information for all of these decks below, because a number of them you can, if you missed the Kickstarter, you can still order them if they appeal to you. And so this deck, you can see the plastic is still on. I haven't unwrapped it yet. I don't plan on doing an unboxing because I want to rip into it, and I'm not posting anything other than 31 Days of Tarot this month. But I will look forward to sharing my thoughts on this deck once I've gotten to work with it. I'm really excited that it came. The corner of my box is a wee bit dented, but it's a Spacious Tarot, and I'm really excited to work with it this year. I also have another deck which is shipped, but has not yet arrived, but I have tracking information for, and that one is the Tarot Sirene by Wandering Oracle. And Tarot Sirene I pre-ordered because I'd always kind of wanted a mermaid themed deck. I like mermaids. Pisces, I like water of all things, but there wasn't really any mermaid decks that 100% resonated with me or were decks that I for sure wanted to add to my collection. And Tarot Sirene I really liked the art style of. Wandering Oracle also made the Marshmallow Marseille, which I don't have, but I know a lot of people love that deck, and I liked the idea of the mermaid deck being a Marseille style. So that one is on its way to me. I have the tracking information, but it's like Canada is like waiting to receive the item. So it's like shipped, but it hasn't been scanned as received just yet. I also have on pre-order the Memento Mori Oracle by Claire, Goodchild of Black and the Moon. If you've watched my Oracle deck videos in particular, you'll know I'm a Black and the Moon fan. And the Memento Mori Oracle appealed to me because I think it would look really great alongside the Antique Anatomy Tarot, which I love. And also because the Memento Mori is a very large Oracle deck. I think there's like 85 cards or something like that. And the first set of cards in that deck are also the Lenormand cards. So it feels a little bit like 2 decks in one, which I liked, and I'm learning Lenormand in 2020, so it's another deck that I can work with in that capacity. Next, I am anticipating receiving, hopefully like this month or next month, the Commonplace Tarot by Nell Latimer. And the Commonplace Tarot is a black and white deck, which you know I love. It is based on the lino cuts, which I also love. You may not know that, I guess, that I love lino cut style art, but I do very much. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, that's a deck that I want to work with for sure. And that one, you know, it's there's been some delays with the Commonplace Tarot, but it seems to be, you know, moving again and on the way soon. So I'm looking forward to working with the Commonplace Tarot, and I will share that one with you all when it arrives. I also backed on Kickstarter the Oriens Tarot by AmbiSun. And again, I'm putting all the links below. And the Oriens Tarot, there's like a number of things that appealed to me about it. I love an animal deck, as people know. It has a really kind of jewel tone palette, which are my favorite colors. I love the backs of the cards. I loved the kind of eco and environmental awareness that went into the production of the deck. That is very, very much appreciated. And I really just liked everything about that project. So I'm looking forward to the Oriens Tarot. I'm not sure quite when it will be arriving, but I have filled out my shipping survey and look forward to receiving the Oriens Tarot as well. I feel like this one was a pretty popular one, and other folks will be showing it as well, but I'll share that one when it comes. I did pre-order on Amazon the Next World Tarot in a pocket edition. This one, the date has been pushed back once or twice, so I'm not really sure. I don't remember what the date is now listed as for the release of this deck. I don't know what to expect with the Next World Tarot Pocket Edition, other than obviously that it's the Next World Tarot but smaller. I don't know if there'll be any other changes to the deck. And I haven't really looked, to be honest. I saw Next World and just clicked pre-order and put it in my cart. The Next World Tarot is one of my favorite decks by Cristy C. Rhodes. And it is a very large deck with very large cards. So I liked the idea of the pocket edition. I'm also hoping something I found with the larger edition, or the edition that's currently out of the Next World Tarot, is that I find the cardstock a little bit thin. And I don't think the cardstock is actually thin. I think it's just because the cards are so large that it feels bendy. So I'm kind of hoping that if they use the same cardstock again, but it's a smaller, like pocket-sized deck, it'll feel thicker, because I like thicker cardstock. Okay, continuing on. I also backed on Kickstarter in very late last year, very late 2019. I backed a project called Tarotbot by Michael Murdock. And Tarotbot is a Rider-Waite-Smith style, a Rider-Waite-Smith system deck. And as the name Tarotbot suggests, it is robots. And I love science fiction, I love fantasy. And this deck, I was like pretty late to this campaign, I think. It was like this close to funded, I think, when I backed, or it might have even like already been fully funded when I backed it. But I know that this is a deck that I will like. The artwork has like been completely shared already. Some of the extra cards that were stretch goals really, really appealed to me, and I will share those when they arrive. And it's just a deck that, the Tarotbot deck is just a deck that appeals to a lot of things that I like, but is also unlike any deck that I have in my collection. I don't have any deck that I would describe as kind of meeting those interests of sci-fi and fantasy in the same way that this robot-based deck does. So I'm happy about that one. I'm just realizing how many decks are on this list. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then the last deck that I've backed on Kickstarter that I'm so excited got fully funded, right towards the end of the campaign, is the Philosophy cards by Melanie Mascio. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Melanie. And the Philosophy cards are a deck of tarot. A lot of the cards are renamed, and the deck is based largely on existential philosophy. And for folks who don't know, I'm a university course instructor. I do have a background in philosophy, and I have taught in a philosophy department for a number of years. Particularly feminist philosophy is the area that I've taught in, and some political theory as well. And so existential philosophy is not, I've never taught a course in existentialism or anything like that, but I do incorporate existential philosophy into my feminist philosophy class. I'm really just excited about the project, bringing philosophy through cards. I think it's brilliant, and I love the art style. I'm so glad that this one got funded. And if it didn't get funded, I would be really hoping that they would bring this deck to life one way or another, because I would totally back or pre-order it again. Love it. I was a very early supporter of this deck. As soon as I saw it from my friend Casper, Boy Diviner, hi if you're watching, as soon as I saw him post it to Instagram, I went straight over to Kickstarter and backed that one, because that's a really exciting deck to me as a philosophy reader and enthusiast. So those are the decks that I have on pre-order or Kickstarter back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 8 decks, and of those 8, one has arrived. The others are in various stages of completion. Like some of them are like months and months and months away. Some I'm thinking are going to be fairly soon. So that's 8. I do also want to mention 2 decks that I know of that I have not pre-ordered, that have not been available yet at all, but that I am hopeful that I will get to support and get to purchase or pre-order or back in, whatever way their creators go in 2020. And just to be clear, this is absolutely no pressure on anybody. I understand from, watching Kickstarter campaigns unfold and things like this. Like, I understand that, launching a deck is no small endeavor. So when I say that I'm hopeful for an opportunity to support these decks in 2020, that is, again, like, no pressure or rush. This is just me saying, hey, like, I love the art. I would love to support these decks. The first is the Cosma Visions Oracle by James R. Eads. I will link his website below. You will know that James R. Eads is the creator of the Prisma Visions Tarot, the Light Visions Tarot, and the Green Glyphs Lenormand, and the Open Portals playing cards, all of which I have. I'm a big fan. And the Cosma Visions Oracle is going to be a companion oracle deck for the Prisma Visions Tarot, which I love. It's a favorite deck of mine. And the Cosma Visions Oracle I learned about when I had backed the Green Glyphs Lenormand. James shared a first look at a couple of the cards for the forthcoming Cosma Visions Oracle. So I'm not sure, what the time frame is on that, but I'm really excited that deck is coming out, and I really just can't wait to see it. The other deck is the OceanDry Tarot by Colin Campbell, and I was lucky enough to receive a 6 of Swords prototype card for this deck. I know that there is no immediate plan to release this deck for sale or for pre-order, so again, no rush, but I have loved watching the OceanDry Tarot unfold on YouTube and on Instagram, over the course of its creation and development. I haven't watched all the videos on it yet, to be honest, because I'm kind of like, I would love to have this deck in my hands, to learn all about the symbolism and the systems built into this deck. But I think this deck is stunning. And if it does come available for pre-order in 2020 in any way, this is one that, I'm on a depth here, but I'm going to support this deck. So if it is released, that's absolutely great. If it's if it's not 2020, if it's later, that's totally great too. Just really excited for it and anticipating it as well. So those are my most anticipated decks. I'm really keen to see what decks other folks are most anticipating for the coming year. I've already watched a few of your videos about most anticipated decks and seen some that I didn't even know about at all. This is probably a dangerous prompt for me to be watching on depth here. But always enjoying the conversations as always. And if you're anticipating a particular deck, let me know in the comments whether it's one that I've mentioned that you've ordered too, or if there's some other ones that maybe I haven't even heard of. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.